You're listening to In the Room podcast with Rima and Rachel.
Hey everyone, this is Rima
And Rachel.
and we are in the room. And just as always, we are not always sure what our topics are going to be, but we're in the room and we're just going to go for it. So, hey Rachel, how are you?
Hey, Rima. So, Rima, I wanted to ask you a question
Uh-oh.
because you are a little bit older than I am,
Just a little.
just a little. But
Yeah.
look, I am freaking tired all the times. And I just want to know, as I am entering this, quote unquote, woman of a certain age time in my life,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do this anymore. I'm
You don't want to do, we don't
I'm
want to
so
do what?
tired. I'm so tired. And I don't want to be tired like this anymore.
Okay, so let's
Is
talk
this
about
part
this.
like so what what I'm
Let's
trying to
talk
figure
about
out
this.
am I like deficient in something because I take really good vitamins and I eat kind of healthy, or is this just part of the aging process?
Okay, so let me just ask you some questions.
Okay.
And let me just make a disclaimer. I am not a doctor, but in my mind, I can cure everything.
Right?
So
So
now
can
that I
I.
made that disclaimer, I'm
Me,
safe to say whatever the
partnered
heck
with
I want.
WebMD, I am a force to be reckoned with.
Right. So we
Tell
can say
me your
whatever we want
symptoms and
now.
I will cure you.
Yeah. So let's
It's
just
not
say
real,
whatever.
but
Let's just
and
do
you
it.
might die. But hey.
Exactly. Okay. So let me ask you a couple questions. So first
Okay.
of all, are you like so tired that you're taking naps every day or just
Almost every day. I would say almost every day. And like yesterday was so bad that I got up in the morning. I was tired from the time I got up. And then I got back into bed at like 11:30, and because my husband was gone at work, and
okay?
I got up about 2:30 to eat lunch. And then I kind of just stayed on the sofa all day.
Mm.
And I'm not necessarily depressed. Like, I don't think it's depression, but this is like, I feel like if I don't take a nap at 2:00 every day, forget it.
Okay. So I don't know if it's normal, but I'm one that runs on so much energy, as you know, like I really do. And so if I have to take a nap, it's abnormal for me. Like I'm either getting sick or I'm mentally stressed out. Like so the other day I had an issue where um I had been on two to three Zooms and they all had serious, there were just big intense topics with problems that I couldn't solve at the moment. And it was like mentally it took so much out of me because it was just without going into detail about these specific
Yeah.
things, there were big decisions that had to be made and it was a lot, like so much. And so after they were done, my brain, something must have happened and my brain just went shut down. And
Done.
so in saying that, when you say it's not depression, it kind of could be because I think mentally, whatever happens, whether it's dopamine or whatever fuels us, when we get deficient of whatever it is that fuels us, then that's when our brain starts to just shut down. So I have someone that I know that was kind of doing the same thing, like all of a sudden taking naps every day, got their thyroid checked, got their, did all the
Yeah.
blood work, everything, all the panels were fine. And she finally started thinking, maybe like really looking at the reasons for her to start laying down every day was turning into maybe I am a little depressed. Couldn't figure out why, but maybe there was something there. Anyway, she eventually went to the doctor, did a bunch of different steps first
Yeah.
to see if there were. And then I think she finally decided to go on some type of medication and doesn't really nap anymore. Not that she doesn't like to nap. I
Right.
mean, she's always been a napper,
Yeah.
but but it's changed things, and I'm just kinda wondering, depending on what's going on in your life
Yeah.
or what's not going on. For you, what's not going on. You're used to being super busy, running 5 different things at the same time. Um,
Right.
the acting world has been a little quieter. Um, and so for you, not having tons of self tapes to do or things like that to keep
Right.
you motivated, I'm wondering if maybe your brain is kind of doing this little like wah wah and just shutting down a little. Maybe that's what it is. And I'm not saying you have to be on medication, and I'm
No.
not, but I'm
No.
saying just understanding that maybe there's a void, and that void is making you shut down, and the shutdown makes you want to sleep, as opposed to maybe trying to fill that void with something else that will stimulate you a little bit more. So maybe when you feel like the day hasn't had a lot going on, maybe you can find a project or something to do or work on that will make you feel more accomplished during the day so that you don't. I just wonder if I'm just throwing this
No, I
out.
know, yeah. No, I mean, and all of this is good, and that's true. We moved from LA, as you know, about
Yep.
3 years ago, and it's it's definitely a different lifestyle for
Yeah.
me than what I mean, I'm used to the lifestyle of Southern California, which is kind of go, 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 you know,
Yeah.
pre-COVID stuff with the acting. I mean, there were times I was out auditioning 7 times a week,
Right.
and so much was happening, and I was in classes, in-person classes, and doing all those things, and then COVID hits and everything shuts down, and everybody got depressed, I think, during
Mhm.
COVID because
Mhm.
everything shut down, and, so now we're here still trying to kind of muddle through and make our way, and a lot of m my friends that I've made up here are still working, and, I mean, it's true, there's not a whole lot going on in my days, um and but then I also feel like there's times where I'm just too tired to have things going on. But maybe it's like this kind of vicious
I'm
cycle,
wondering though if that's a mental thing.
Huh.
It's not like you're physically tired, but I think when your brain gets exhausted, your body shuts down. So, I mean, I run around a lot every day, but that was a typical example of like my
Yeah.
brain got overloaded. My body was totally fine. Like my body wasn't tired. I work out, I move around the house, like, and it's almost like I fought laying down because my body physically didn't feel like it needed to rest, but
See, but
my
I feel
brain
like
was done.
so exhausted, like exhausted to my core. Like my
Hmm.
body is also physically tired, but I know that that can come from other things
Yeah,
too. And certainly there have been times in my life when I've been depressed and,
I
all
think
of
it's
that.
hard. I think navigating after when you're in your 50s and up, navigating after that looks different. And I think we start to see changes in our body physically, psychologically, every like faster. Like
Yeah.
those can happen like every day. Like one day you're sitting down and you feel great. The next day you're sitting down, you stand up and you're like, whoa, like, why'd my
Okay,
knee
see,
get so
yeah, because this is
stiff?
what I'm trying to figure out also.
Yeah,
Like, what is just a normal part of okay, well, you're older now. Things don't work the way that they
I
used
know.
to. I mean, I'm like aching every day. Like, okay, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're
No.
deficient in potassium. It just means
Right.
that, you're getting older now and,
Right.
trying to figure out what those things are. That can be daunting too because you
I
don't
know.
know like what is normal and what is not when do you go to the doctor and say something is wrong with me
Yeah.
and when do you go, well, I'm just,
I
I
know.
need 8 more ounces of water today
Yeah.
than I did yesterday.
Yeah. And I think trying all those things for me
Yeah.
at least helps. Um, we've got friends that are um older than us, like way older. Where I think I had told you, we are in a Bible study with people that are, you know, maybe close to 20 years older than us, some of them.
Yeah.
And so they are definitely experiencing lots of things in life that I would expect them to experience. But then I come home and I'm like, huh. They were saying that like, oh, like they are kind of achy there. Well, I'm kind of achy there sometimes. And I'm thinking to myself,
Yeah.
wait, like,
Yeah.
but there's a age gap here. Like should I not, or should I be achy now?
Right.
And I think one, trying to learn to embrace it. The next, half of your life, you're going to see more change.
Faster.
Yeah, I think so,
Yeah.
because I think we finally get to a place when you start reaching, and I don't know. So for our listeners out there, if you're in your 70s and 80s, maybe you'll disagree with me. And I hope that there's a lot of people out there that will, because, we do know those amazing people that live way into their 90s or even into their early hundreds, and they're still like capable of doing lots of things.
Yeah.
I mean, but at a much slower pace. And I know
Yeah.
there's going to be one day when we all, I don't know what that age is in my mind yet or your mind, where we kind of sit in the space of being old enough and saying, I've done I've done it. I'm okay with it. I don't need to change it. I'm just going to sit in it, like, and be in that space of just getting older, but I'm not there yet. So
Right,
now I'm
right. Because
fighting
then
it.
yeah, like, so then, how do you age gracefully into that, because 'Cause I'm still
Yeah,
at the point where I'm, like, getting my facials every month, and
right.
and I've got, like, my little electric pulse things to
Yeah.
help keep my jawline tight, and
And everything that we see and buy on Instagram. So
you
what's
know?
that, right? Yeah.
So,
I
I mean,
know.
I'm still there, and that's exhausting in and of itself. I feel like
Yeah.
self-care can take like, it can be a full-time job.
Yeah.
The
It can
self-care
be.
and the preventing of these things that then, like, when do you just make the choice of, like, "You know what? It's good. Like, I'm just gonna go gracefully into
Yeah.
this,"
Well, I
I
think one, like, for what you're talking about as far as the naps, I'd
yeah.
be interested to hear from our listeners, like, how many people out there take naps that didn't before? And second, do you take them as a choice, or do you take them because you're just exhausted? Because
Yeah,
some
and,
people
like,
love
yesterday, I
to
had no
nap.
choice.
That's what I mean.
I mean,
Some
I've
people
always
love
loved
to
to
nap.
nap. I've
don't.
always been a big napper. Yeah, no, and I know you, and I've always been a big napper, and I love that, but, like, there's some days like, today is better, and I will say I was very purposeful yesterday on making sure that what I ate was good, getting
Mhm.
in, like, enough protein and, healthy carbs and things, and I haven't been great with my water, and I made sure that I didn't get in probably as much water as I should have, but it was way more than I have recently. And today I do feel physically in my physical body better. So then it like bodes the question of just kind of taking care of yourself, of your body.
Right.
And when we're not doing those things, I think everything just works together either for good or for bad.
Yeah, and I think there's so much information out there right now. Um, Totally a different topic as far as how much information is out there right now. There's so many people out there, um, putting up, all of these natural products, all these influencers,
Yeah.
who are sponsored, and so you gravitate toward, oh, I should take this for energy, and I should do this, and I kind of think before we do anything with our bodies, we should kind of strip back and see really where the deficiencies are. So like before you start drinking, Red Bull or
Oh
Celsius,
gosh.
or
Yeah.
oh, and I tried a Celsius once, and man, that
I
was
can't even
fun.
imagine
Can you
you
imagine me?
on I mean, you are
Yeah, it
the
was bad.
Tasmanian devil as it
It was
is.
bad.
You on an energy drink would just, like, spin a hole in the floor.
It was bad. It was really
I
bad.
kinda wanna
It
not
was
gonna lie, I
like
do wanna see that.
complete. Yeah, it was. We'll talk about what happened, but that was not a good day for anybody around me. So let's just say that it's not a good day for anybody around me. But I guess what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
so you tried to eat well yesterday. You said you're having a little bit more energy today. I also think, we're sitting here recording this podcast today. So there was something else on your plan, on your book for you to do. And then
True.
after that, after what we do here, I don't know whether you'll go back. And I mean, you
I'm
might,
gonna go take a nap.
no, you're not. I think, no, I'm going to challenge you to try to today.
I'll
Let's just
die.
see. No, let's just see what happens. Today, I want to
The
challenge
no
you.
nap challenge?
Yeah, the no nap challenge. I want you to go do something random, like, because you're earlier than I am there. So it's not even noon yet for you. So I'm going to challenge you to go, like, go
We
do
do.
something, find some kind of, like, for me, it was paint by number. And I did that during COVID because I'm not an artist, never have been. But in COVID, when we really couldn't do a lot of things, the days went by really slowly. And I mean, there's only so much Netflix you can binge before you start
Right.
thinking you're wearing a hole in the couch, or mentally you're going to lose your mind and all kinds of things. And so napping didn't get rid of COVID. It was going to be there again tomorrow. So it didn't solve any problems, and it
Right.
didn't buy you any more time. So I got this paint by number thing, and I threw the TV on, but at the end of an hour or two after, like, starting to paint, I kind of felt accomplished. It's not like I love it, but I've bought a second one now, and I'm going to pull it back out. I started doing it and then life got crazy. So I've decided in the moments that I have downtime, which is not a lot, but when I do, I'm going to start doing stuff like that. That's just kind of like, doesn't take a lot of emotional energy, but
Yeah.
I'm going to get a really cool end result at the end. I'm going to get a picture that looks really fun that maybe I'll frame, or, give away, or throw in the trash if it's really ugly. But at least I've accomplished it. And I think if you go and do something that doesn't have to do with your work, your home
Hmm.
life, your
Hmm.
just something for pleasure that will take a void, and somewhere around 1:30 in the afternoon, start that project and say you're going to work on it until 2:30 or 3, because that's your nap window.
Yeah.
If you can maybe retrain your brain to not think that that's the nap window and that something else has to go in there, maybe we're on to some kind of
I
amazing
like
medical
this.
breakthrough.
This is like,
I
I don't
just say
know.
that
What
now.
are
I
you?
said it out loud.
What? Wow. This is
Yeah.
this is good advice. Like, I didn't think I was coming to
I
you like
just
for
raised
advice. I
my
just wanted to know,
hand when
like,
I said
am I
that.
getting, like, is this part of getting old that I'm just so dang tired I can't
No.
function on certain days?
No, what it
But
is we're going to restructure your brain for your nap window. Do I sound like a
this
doctor or
you
what?
do, you do.
Yeah.
Again, this
Come
is
on, Dr. Phil, have me on the
not to
show.
be taken as medical advice. There could be something really wrong with me or our listeners, so we don't want to just listen to Rima. However, I
But I
like what
think
you're
it's a good
saying.
step to listen to me first before you go down the rabbit hole of something's really wrong with you.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah.
I'm saying.
Hmm.
I'm trying to reshift you to see if,
Yeah.
because it's not supplement, and if it is supplemental, my theory is not going to work. You're going to have your face down in the paint, and and you'll be sleeping,
Lord
and I
knows
don't know what
it's
to tell you.
true.
Yeah,
That I'm expecting that more than
yeah.
anything
And
else.
I want
Yeah.
a photo of that,
Yeah.
please. So please,
Yeah. Yeah.
our viewers
Hmm.
do too. Are they
Yeah.
they want that too?
Our listeners. Yeah.
Listeners. Oh
Hmm.
gosh, what's the difference between a listener and a viewer? A lot.
A
But
lot.
you're all out there, and we thank you for that. So,
Yeah.
I think that that's a really good way to start. And I don't
Because
know
I
about,
am bored. I'll tell you.
you just
I am
said,
bored.
you see what you just said? You
Yeah.
see it?
I'm bored a
So,
lot.
boredom makes you sleepy, makes
Yeah.
you tired, makes you shut
Yeah.
down. Boredom can lead to depression. So I'm not saying you're depressed yet, but I'm saying let's change the conversation here on your
Yeah.
daily everything and see what happens. And for those of you listening out there, let us know what you do when you're trying to get out of the nap cycle. We're going to call this the nap cycle, because it might happen to you when you're in your 20s or 30s too. So it may not be an age thing, but we're going to circle back around maybe in another month on this topic again, and we're going to see how Rachel's doing after some of the experimentation of what's worked and what hasn't. because I know y'all want to
Yeah.
know out there how this is going to work. And I certainly do, since I was the one that prescribed it. So, so I want to see how this is going to work. I might be onto
Yeah.
something, um, but yeah, I think that let's start with that. So you need to go today and find something
Yeah.
fun. I don't care
I
what
mean,
it
I
is.
tried, I told you, so I've got this booth at the antique mall. Did I
Yes.
tell you that? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but then, it's like you start doing something and it just turns out into like a now I have to do it.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying
Because I
this has got to
started
be
it,
pleasure.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and it is pleasurable, and I like it, and but the most fun is finding the stuff, going to the
Yeah.
estate sales, going, checking
Yes.
out Facebook Marketplace and, looking at these things. That's like the most fun, but it's like, crap, now I have to do
Mhm.
I'm locked in.
You're
If
locked
I'm
in.
gonna recoup any sort of finances, I have to get in there and
Sell.
put in new stuff and
Yeah.
fortunately, I don't have to be there every day, but, like, I kind of did that as a project because I was so bored,
Right.
but then it just turned into, like, another thing I have to do,
Yeah. Yeah. So
you know?
let's try this craft thing, and then maybe work a little bit on your scheduling. So maybe 2 days a week during the nap cycle, you actually go to your booth.
Yeah,
That during that time when you're the most sleepy and you want to fall asleep, you get in your car and you go and do something productive. And then on
yeah,
the other days, you fill that nap cycle with something else. And let's see if that works out.
yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. So you've heard us today. We're so glad you joined us in the room. We hope you're not in your room napping at this point, but you
I
might
just
be.
nodded off. So what were you saying?
I was saying something so amazing.
Super profound.
You
No.
just missed it, but it's okay. But hey,
Yeah,
maybe we've given you all a little bit of hope out there. Maybe we've stressed
I
you
feel like I
out.
have some hope.
I think I'm excited to find out what you're going to go do with
Me
that nap
too.
cycle. So I need you to get in the car and go like drive around and figure it out while I stay in the nice. It's like 12 degrees here today, so it's cold.
Wow.
I know, and for
Wow.
Texas, that's like not norm. I mean, we do have our Texas winters, but
Yeah, we're
yeah, I
like
have this really
50.
great fuzzy sweater on, and I had some awesome soup, and I do have to like head out the door in a minute, but actually looking forward to it because it's so cold that it'll kind of like snap me back into like my, you know, spunky self again. Not that I'm not spunky now, but it'll kind of just
You
like
are so spunky.
I'm
Yep.
a spunky monkey.
Yep.
Ah,
You are. Oh my
I
gosh.
know. Well,
Yeah.
anyway,
No,
hey
this has been
everyone.
great, Rima.
Hey, I love you.
I love you
Thank you
too.
guys for listening.
Thank you.
And we'll see everybody next time in the room.
In the room. All right,
Bye.
Rima. Love you.
Love
Bye.
you too. Bye.